Hey, good morning. It's the Daily Dose. And so here's what we're going to do. I want to recount where we are when it comes to giant faith. So I'm going to start with the fourth week and then move backwards. All right. So on Sunday, we talked about a faith that is tested. Remember the story out of Genesis 22 where God commanded Abraham to go ahead and sacrifice his one and only son, Isaac? You know, in that message, I alluded to the fact that Jesus was tested as well as the Apostle Paul. And I want to dive a little deeper into this idea because oftentimes we don't talk about how God's son Jesus was tested by God himself. You're thinking, what? Wow, that thought I never really thought about. Well, let me show you from the scriptures. If you look at the Gospel of Matthew or the Gospel of Mark, in particular Mark, it says this: after Jesus was baptized, if you look at early in his ministry career, he was baptized. And then the very next story says that Jesus was sent out into the wilderness by the Holy Spirit. He was pushed. The Greek word in the Gospel of Mark means it's very firm. It's very apparent that it was the Holy Spirit who pushed Jesus out into the wilderness. Why? To be tempted, to be tested 3 times by the enemy himself. So if Jesus was tested, and if the Apostle Paul was tested, remember he was given a thorn in his side and 3 times he prayed. And God said, hey, no. In your weakness, my strength will be made perfect. So Paul said, I'm going to boast of my weakness. I'm going to boast in my testing. I'm going to know that my faith is going to get giant size as I am tested. So as we talk about our faith being tested, my question for you today is simply this: where's your faith being tested? Or perhaps, where do you need to sacrifice something that is testing your faith? Think about it that way. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe there's something inside of you that is pulling you away from a deepening faith in God, and you need to lay that on the altar of sacrifice. On Sunday, we had hundreds of people who came up forward with index cards laying something on the altar. What's the altar? It's the place of death. It's saying, I'm going to die to myself, God. I'm going to die to this thing in my life. I'm gonna lay this possession. I'm gonna lay I'm gonna lay my ambition. I'm gonna lay whatever is between me and you in order that my love can be so pure, my devotion and my faith in you could be so rich and so deep. So today, I just want you to think about that. As you reflect, if Jesus was tested, if Paul was tested, why do you think that you and I won't be tested by our good Father? I'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Dose.